Hi, I wanted to talk to you today about prenuptial agreements. I know that Valentine's Day is coming and many of you were thinking of getting engaged. Perhaps you've gotten engaged and you're already starting to plan your prenuptial agreement. You know how much I agree that prenuptial agreement should be done in advance and should be thought out and worked through with a trusted attorney, particularly in high net worth situations. Now, why is that? Prenuptial agreements can be complex if your assets are complex. So, for example, if you have restricted stock units, stock options, deferred compensation, if you're planning to be in your own business, if you're in commercial real estate and you are actually buying and selling real estate, there are so many good reasons to have a prenuptial agreement. If you're going to inherit funds from family that has worked so hard for their monies, then for sure you want to have a prenuptial agreement. Now, what does that mean? It does not mean that you should take the shortcut. And what is the shortcut? The shortcut is where you go to ChatGPT or something similar and you copy a prenuptial agreement and you have no attorney reviewing the prenuptial agreement. That's a bad idea. That is a multi-million-dollar mistake that you can be making. So what should you do? You should work with a trusted attorney. You should work with a team of trusted attorneys that can actually take your situation, your personal situation, into consideration and advocate and negotiate for you to get the best prenuptial agreement that you can. Now, you're going to say, well, I could go to ChatGPT and get a prenuptial agreement. Sure, you can. Did you know, for example, that if you don't acknowledge, if you don't sign your prenuptial agreement in the same form as is required to file the deed in New York, that prenuptial agreement is null and void? And do you know what I do when someone comes to me with a prenuptial agreement that they've already had from another attorney to see if it's valid? Well, you know where I look? I look at the very last pages first. And why do I do that? Because the secret sauce is in those last pages. If it's not acknowledged properly, it will be null and void. You don't want your prenuptial agreement to be null and void, particularly if you're going to be a high net worth marriage. You want to make sure that you are taking care of your assets for you and your family.